Okay, here we are at the Johnny Martin Show again. Tell me where we at today, John.
Chopper Bob. What's your show called?
Chopper Bob Customs.
That's it. Yeah.
That's the shop. This is Chopper Bob
Well,
Customs.
my YouTube's Chopper Bob Customs.
Customs too, yeah.
With a C. I'm not into that.
How come?
Because everybody's got the K.
Yeah.
They're like belly buttons. They're all full of
Yeah.
wind. Anyway.
Well, Bob come from the Rust Country, where everything meant the deer hunter. That's where he come from. What's that town called?
Well, my town was Martins Ferry, Ohio.
Right. Yeah.
But the deer hunter, the first part of the deer hunter makes me homesick.
It does, huh?
It does.
The dirty roads or what?
Just the filth.
The filthiness, huh?
The steel mills. Of course, that stuff's all gone now.
Right.
I mean,
Is it clean now?
It is now. They apparently have found shale oil now, and the money's flowing back into it.
So no more black lung.
No more black lung. No.
Do you have black lung?
I don't have black lung. I got out.
Have you been checked?
Well, I've had X-rays.
Okay, you're good.
Well, one doctor did say, but anyway.
Yeah. Well, we're sitting next to your funny car, man.
Yeah.
Or the Phantom, whatever you want to call it.
This was originally a funny car in the late 60s, early 70s. And somehow Rockin' Robin Rich ended up with it. He drag raced it. I attempted to get licensed in it with his engine and transmission, and I pushed the head gaskets out.
You did good, didn't you?
I did. Huh?
You did good, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
You did real good.
And then Robin and I worked the deal, and I cheated him out of the car.
Cool.
So,
But there was screws to him, huh?
but hopefully I'm going to be running it this summer.
Cool.
Part of the deal is that I'm going to have a consignment engine in it from Diamond R Racing.
Cool.
And
You know he built my engine, right?
pardon me?
He built mine, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything's good here so far?
Yeah, he built the engine in. Well, I was going to build the engine in my 41, and I got over there to put it together, and it was assembled.
Good, you done good. That's what a friend's for, huh? Yeah.
So what motor are you going with in the Alta?
What?
What motor are you going with here on the Alta?
It's going to be small block.
Small block Chevy?
Yeah, small
Why
block.
not a big block?
Well, I got headers for small
Oh, there you go.
block.
That's why.
Blown carbureted? What?
They're in behind the welders over there. So they're a set of Dynatex.
What happened to the headers was on it?
Well, he had zoomies for a big block.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not running a blower. I'm,
All right.
So it's going to be natural.
So how the hell did you get to Guthrie?
How did I get to Guthrie?
Well, what the hell is that about?
My daughter was going to Oklahoma Christian College. She finished up at Central, and she liked Edmond.
Did
And
she eat the pizza that was down there?
Huh?
What that Papa, whatever, the pizza joint right down the road.
I don't know.
You've done let him plumb off the stray
That's
there,
good
John.
food there. Pizza's good.
Get back on track.
Pizza is good.
Anyway, she seemed to like Edmond. We thought, well, I was retiring. We had to figure out what we were going to do financially. We knew we could make it financially with me being retired, but we couldn't live in the house that we had up in Tulsa. So we found this, and we thought, well, she'll be close to us, so we moved down here.
And she moved to where?
Well, then she moved to Bethany, and then she fell in love with a Tulsa police officer and got married, and so she's back where
in
we
Tulsa.
came from.
So how long have you been here?
We've
You
been
got to-
here just a shade over 8 years.
8 years?
8 years.
Do you think she could get us a hookup on the first 48, maybe? Meet some of those guys?
I don't think so, no.
Tulsa
We
police
really
guys.
are going.
I'm lost too.
On first 48, it's always Tulsa.
First 48.
It's on A&E. It's the cop where they go the first 48 when you commit a crime.
Wow, we're really running off the rails now.
Well, if he's a cop, I can maybe hook us up. You know?
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
Yeah.
move on, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
So you moved to Guthrie and you found a lot of cool people, mainly.
Yep. Ran into you when, the deal is when I decided that it was time to retire, I tried to start a business with my brother-in-law, and we found this place. So it's got a pretty nice shop, and John and I basically started buying cars and flipping them, and we'd sell Hot Wheels and stuff like that.
The Plymouth was cool though, the one you shop.
And that's where I met you.
Yeah,
was
that's
when I
cool.
was up buying that from Jeff, that 50.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's
cool.
in Wisconsin now. I haven't heard from the guys what he's
They get it
done.
running?
He couldn't get that engine running. Well, you could, but it would be way more.
You were going to do something stupid like put a small block in it or something. Sure
Yeah,
was.
small block Chevy. That's it.
Don't slam your hand in the door. Man.
That's the best thing to put in a Plymouth is a small block Chevy.
Hurt my feelings, man.
I know.
Yeah.
But that's where I met you. You came up there while I was working the deal with Jeff.
Jeff.
Right,
Which
Blair.
Jeff? Blair?
Jeff
Okay.
Blair.
Blair.
Yep, got
It
you.
was kind of a turdy car. It looked pretty
Ralphie.
cool when he got a chop, though. It was cool.
You know, the guys at Plymouth, the president at the time wanted a man to be able to get in the car and keep his hat on.
Really? Seriously?
Yep,
That's really, man.
I'm for real. He wanted men to be able to get in the car and leave their hats on and drive.
Gentleman's car.
Yep, and so I took 4 inches out of it, and
Wow.
it made it look pretty slick.
That's cool, though. It
Yeah.
really was.
So
I
I
dig
can't
it.
wear a hat.
Yeah, can't wear a hat. John, my brother-in-law,
He's too big for a
his name's
hat.
John too,
Right.
and he's a little bit taller than
Yeah.
me, and he'd have to sit like this
Yeah.
when he'd sit.
Yeah, I get that.
There's a video out there on Chopper Bob Customs of him
With a C,
with a C, Chopper
Right.
Bob Customs with a C,
not a K.
with him crawling out of the back of the car.
Yeah, I've
with
seen
all-
that,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So that's my brother-in-law, John.
Yeah, so you don't think I don't watch your videos, but I do.
Yeah, well, I know you do.
I watch them.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, what can you say, though?
So-
So what are you going to do next?
What am I going to do next?
Besides
Well,
this 58 over here, we're not going to talk about.
we're not going to talk about that. I got to get that out of here. I've got this year. Don't dwell on it too long. I may be working on this. He and I are
Maybe hell, it's
discussing.
already here.
Well, I know, but we're discussing it because I want him to be fully aware of what it's going to take to make it a car. And anyway, this is going to require front suspension, complete rebuild, brakes, complete rebuild, new quarter panels, new trunk floor extensions on either
So
side.
pretty much everything you spend, you could take that in half and buy one that runs and drives.
That's probably pretty close to
Yeah.
correct. Yeah.
So what's going to be the end product here? A daily driver, mostly stock, what?
Yeah, this is the guy that has the '39 Ford that I built the frame for the
Right.
person top.
Yeah.
And he wanted a car for his wife, and so he wants it red with white like Shelby stripes on it, and
Like in the movie The Outfield, or what's it called? Not The Outfield, the what's it called? Outsiders. Remember that one kid drove that real rowdy small block Mopar or Ford, had all the rings?
no, I
Yeah.
don't.
Should watch it.
Do you have any control over him? at all?
None whatsoever.
It was a cool, like it was real rowdy. He had all the rings.
I didn't see the movie.
Yeah.
What movie?
The Outsiders.
The Outsiders.
Yeah.
I'll have to look it up.
Tulsa?
Maybe
Like-
he didn't have the rings.
Which car are you trying to figure out?
This guy pulled up and was right before they were going to fight. He pulled up in his like.
Oh yeah, the Socios had a Mustang, right?
Way cool.
Yeah.
But I think that guy actually turned out to be the one that they killed in, what the hell was that? The guys from the kid with the World War III happened.
All right, you're off the rails. You're off the rails again. Back to reality.
Red Dawn.
Red Dawn.
He was the
Haven't
narc.
seen that
He was
either.
the narc.
Haven't
Well, he
seen
was
that
a
either.
narc.
But this
Now
actually-
hold on, Chopper Bob. You used to live in Tulsa, but you haven't seen the Outsiders. Now come
Yeah,
on.
what the heck is wrong with you, man?
What? Wait a minute. Yeah.
Okay, you got to understand something about my life in Tulsa. Is that my life in Tulsa revolved around my job. When we moved there, I lived 1.5 miles from my job. When we
you go to Center University?
when we moved our job, I was 4.5 miles away from my job, and basically it was I drive back and forth to work, and I take care of my family.
Did you go to the center of the earth while you were in Tulsa?
Nope, I've never been to the center of the earth. Center of the universe, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, never
Yeah,
been there.
You're supposed to be able to talk and no one can hear you.
I've been to Canes once.
Yeah. You ever been to that place? So you can actually scream.
I've heard about it.
Yeah, that's super cool. And you've
So-
never been there.
But I mean, it was my job.
Okay.
You know, I'd get up at 2:00 in the morning and drive into work to have a video conference with China. You know, so
Okay, so now you're going to drop China, so you're going to have to tell us what kind of work did you do?
Or is it like, do we have to have clearance?
well, no, that career, and because I've had more than one career.
Yeah.
That career, I started out as a mechanical engineer. I have my Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering from Wichita State, and I designed pressure
There's
vessels.
something weird about Wichita, isn't it?
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
You're good for nothing.
Like a, go on.
anyway,
Let's start state.
I started out designing pressure vessels and internals for primarily it was chemical plants and refineries. I mean, we ended up as director of North and South America for a small business unit within the Swiss company. So we had it was a global company. I was the director for North and South America. We had Shen Shui. I know you know him.
Yeah, I had dinner with him just the other day, Mary's back.
Was director of Asia Pacific, Australia. And anyway, so when we would have conference calls, sometimes I would have to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and drive into work.
What time is it? 2 o'clock in the morning? What time is it in China?
It was like, let's see.
Can't think about that long, my God.
Yeah, I know. It was
An hour from quitting time.
It was
There you
no,
go.
it was about noon.
Noon.
Yeah, the next day.
But you're going to have to get your car going because we went yesterday to the Route 66 Cruisers and ate at Wild Orchard.
Well, it's going. It's
Yeah, listen, let's go out front and talk about that car because
Yeah.
we're getting kind of long here.
If you're real long, we can talk about that one thing I want to talk about.
find the keys. So, all right.
Uh-oh, there's a for sale sign in the window,
Yep.
too.
That's the for sale signs.
918-645-4045.
Yeah.
Tell
Get
us
on
about
that
it, Chopper Bob.
Get on this car. So this is my 41 Chevy. It wasn't really the car I wanted, but it was the car that I ended up with, and here again, it was my spare time while I was working and taking care of my family. It took me a lot longer to put it together than I would have liked.
Is it on a factory frame or?
It is the frame that came with the car, the guy had chopped up and put a 79 to 81 Camaro
That's pretty common.
subframe in. Well, the problem with it is it's too wide. You couldn't turn the wheels. They were right out against the fenders.
I'm guessing you changed that because there's.
Yeah, I went to Hops. He's since crushed everything up just south
Over
of
in,
Stillwater.
yeah, 108.
Hops.
Yeah, Hops, yeah.
And I cut this frame out of a 4-door that he had in there.
Really? You know, we got a bunch of parts for Amos' 58 there.
Yeah, he had a lot of neat stuff there, and he had this 48 that it had some fender damage, but the frame was good. And then I put a Mustang 2 in it, and
Mustang 2 front suspension?
Huh?
Mustang 2 front suspension? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
So what motor does it have?
it's got a 350. It's
So wait a minute, is this got a straight axle front end originally?
No, this actually had independent front suspension, but I mean it was you know you hit the brakes, you don't know whether it's going to stop, and if it does stop, you don't know what lane you're going to be in.
Is it easy to pop a hood?
Yeah, it's easy to pop the hood. So you got to open the door.
Of course you do.
Actually,
This is a neat car, man.
in 1941, they actually had inside hood release on this car.
Really?
Yep. Actually, this is all the original. This bracket I had to obviously make, but this is one, and it had a spiral wound.
Then there's Robin Rich right here.
Yeah, there's Robin Risher.
Right here, man.
He's my cameraman today.
Yeah.
I suppose I'll be cameraman when you do him.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so that's a 350, and like I said, I was going to put it together, and Robin beat me to it. So Robin
fell together.
It fell together.
It did.
So it's just a. Well, actually, it was a Mr. Good. You got your head.
The hell?
It's actually a Mr. Goodwrench that they had it in a '79 pickup. And
Cool.
It's a roller block, but it had a flat tappet in it. It's got a flat tappet in it now. So.
Cool.
And then it's got a turbo 350 that here again I was going to put together, and by the time I got over to the shop, Robin had already assembled it.
Maybe you should do something really nifty, like maybe drive this one.
I drive it occasionally.
It's like you like that what's that? Snuffleupagus on Sesame Street.
Oh yeah.
We don't never see him driving.
Now I've brought it to
I
some
know, I'm
things.
just giving you a hard time.
Now, granted, I haven't driven it enough. I know.
You should drive it more often.
I should probably drive it more often. Yes.
All right, listen, we're getting to the audience retention where I know what it's going to do. And who's here? Ah, it's Rob Rich.
Yeah, right here.
Rob, what's
Okay.
going on?
So anyway, so
Oh.
there. Oh, am I standing in front of Robin?
We're headed Rob's way. I don't know when.
I'm not part of this.
Funny car summer
You're
is what it
fixing-
is.
You're on the
man.
list.
It's gonna
You're
be
on the
funny.
list, though.
Anyway, so what else you want? Here we're at the audience retention part. so-
Audience retention is going downhill. I can
And I
guarantee
haven't
it.
cussed.
much.
You're turning over a new leaf.
Trying to. It's like when I worked at Bumper to Bumper because all the guys come in there and I couldn't say anything. Actually, I got out of the custom of cussing.
Okay, so is there anything else you want to ask me? Since
There's
this
lots I want to ask you, but I'm not allowed to.
Hold on, back up. There's one more thing. Remember, you're supposed to ask him how did he become a hot rod?
Yes, how'd you come to Guthrie? First
Not
of all, stop
Jesus
real quick.
Christ.
Stop real quick. Who had the coolest? Very quick. It's like a deal, like on a movie. You know, give you 5 people, you want to kill them, whatever. Who had the coolest car? Who had the fastest car? Where'd you hang out at? And how'd you get into hot rod? Real quick.
I can't answer most of them. My entrance into hot rodding started with my dad and his brothers. They were into toy trains. And
Lionel or what?
Walt.
Okay, move on.
Anyway, Lionel H.O.
Right.
My mom always said it was because they hopped so many freight trains when they were kids.
Right,
So
right.
anyway, and so I was into model trains before I can remember.
Okay. So who had the cool cars in school? Come on now, quick. It's not that hard. Everybody remembers the cool
In
guy that had
school,
the hot girl and all that.
if it was running, it probably would have been me.
There you go.
I had a '69 Roadrunner, 383 4-speed car.
So back up. John won't let you finish. From the trains to the hot rods.
From the
Jeez.
trains to the hot rods. Okay, so I was always tearing stuff apart to see how it would work. Well, my mom would buy me Popular Mechanics so that hopefully I'd put stuff back together and it would work again. And one day, and that's why I had this. I wanted to show you this.
Mine, of course, was my sister's working it pulled up in a radio 73 Barracuda.
Well, one day, my brother and I are at IGA, Shuttler's IGA, Mom's grocery shopping, and I went over to the magazine rack.
Did she weigh you on the scales like everybody else?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm just asking.
I never realized how tough your job was.
You don't know the half of it.
But everybody weighed their child on the produce scale.
I was 11 years old, and I saw this.
Okay.
Now, this is not the magazine that my
I
mom
know you
originally
got weighed
bought
on the
me,
scales at IGA.
because I wore it out.
Your mom had to.
Okay.
This is a copy of the same one.
This
now?
is the same one.
All right, what do we got here? This is June 19.
Well, you're going to tell my age.
Hey, listen,
He's
you're not that
OLD.
far off from me. Trust me.
68.
There you go.
Jesus Christ.
That's
so,
June 68. I got it.
so there's a bleep that I'm going to have to put in the Chopper Bob version of this. So anyway, here's this funny car on the front of it, $25,000. This is actually a Tulsa car.
Really?
Yeah. And I saw that, and it was like, wow. And I wore my original one out. I mean, this was just, it had Perdome with the sock motor, front engine dragster, and I had it. So I thought, you know what? I'd like to have that original copy. And I originally thought that this was a double exposure on the cover, a phantom view with the body on it. And so I was looking for it, and I couldn't find any phantom views on the cover. But I did remember that it had a Cadillac Eldorado, funny car.
Cool.
And that's how I found this on eBay. I gave a little bit more
Yeah,
than
the body lifted backwards.
yeah.
Wow. I've
Yeah.
never seen that one before. That's crazy.
But this is what, when I got to this was the really what
That's the spark right
that
there.
was the spark.
Second Eldorado.
And then it was finding pop bottles
even
and
handle a streetcar, yeah.
whatever I could find to keep buying Carcraft magazine. But that right there, the interviewer he lost complete control.
Yeah, I know. We got 3 people talking at once. Okay.
So that's it right there.
Okay.
Okay. So
right.
I guess
Here's the future right here.
yep. Traps and Skates 2.
What's that now?
Traps and Skates 2.
Okay.
Well, my original car, my 60 Chevy wagon, I did not build. It was Traps and Skates.
What's that mean?
I'm glad you asked that question.
That's what I'm here for.
He's a quality interviewer, knows all the right questions.
This is the original artwork from 1973.
Who drew that?
A gentleman by the name of Snyder. His first name is Martin Snyder.
So who's the trippy dude right there, man?
Okay, so this is Traps. This is Lee Steinmeier. He's the one that actually built the car. and he was a trapper. He is a trapper. He traps. You know, my wife's not.
Apparently
so,
raccoons. He's got a raccoon cap on.
Yeah. And this was his
Bet he knows Jimmy
partner,
J, what you bet?
Steve Herzl. Now Steve's passed, but Steve liked to roller skate.
Who doesn't?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Anyway, so this was on the doors of the car.
Of your 60 station wagon,
60
which you
Chevy
haven't told us
two-door
anything
station wagon.
about. Yeah.
Now I've sold it back to Lee.
Well, it wasn't a station wagon. It was a what?
It was a two-door
What's the
station
name
wagon.
of it?
Brookwood.
Brentwood. Yeah.
Brookwood.
Brookwood. Yeah.
Brookwood. Yeah.
Brookwood.
But the Brookwood was available as a four-door.
Because
But
Brentwood's where O.J. Simpson lived. But go ahead, man.
anyway, so I've been after Lee to sell the car back to me.
He still has it?
Yeah, he still has it.
Okay, where is the car at now? How
I'm not
far
saying.
away? No, well, I mean, no. Is it close by? You going to have to go cross country?
No.
Out of state.
No,
North
it would
out of
be a
state.
lot easier for me to go get it than it will be for him to sell it to me. And my fear is, and I hate to say this, my fear is that it'll end up getting crushed. And
Oh my God.
You know,
So it's in pretty rough shape, in other words.
it was in rough shape when I had it, and he's
a
been
drag
trying to
car.
put it back on the street.
How old
And
is he?
He's probably 70. Let's see. He's probably 72. So the thing is, all the people. I told him when I was up there. I said, Lee, it's just you and me that have any history with the car that is left.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody else that was involved in the car has passed away. So, you know, and I told him, he promised me I had first right of refusal on the car. But as of right now, I call him up, he sees my number, he answers the phone, no.
I knew a girl like that one time.
I can't imagine that, John.
Yeah. It was other words.
Just
yeah.
one?
Then caller ID got involved. Yeah.
So, there you have it.
All right, now we're really getting long. All right, John, listen, we got any sponsors?
And, well, no, not yet.
Not
We're working
yet.
on something.
Okay.
We're working on something.
Okay, who else on the list? We got Rob's on the list.
Mm-hmm.
Rob's right there. Who else?
I'm so glad I shamed you guys into putting us on the list.
We can do it behind the scenes, me and you pretty quick if you want to.
Don't forget, we got Mr. X coming up, too.
Mr. X coming up,
Yep,
yeah.
Yep. Shannon, we're coming your
and-
way.
Yeah.
Cosmic Cruiser.
Yeah. And then we're going to hang out at the shop and do a couple. Maybe.
Yeah, John's new secret hideaway.
Yeah.
His secret. What's the name of your,
Hey, that's
your
pretty
remodeled
sharp.
shop?
I mean, it's a lot better than these chairs that I provided you guys with.
I got folding chairs.
Yeah, you got folding chairs too?
Folding chairs.
Have you seen his new layout up there?
No, I haven't.
It's like a layer.
Yeah, it's
So
a
you can
man
have like
cave.
a peanut gallery,
Yeah. We could, yeah.
8 or 9 people in folding chairs. And
We would bring women, but they have
He's
no
got-
power when they come into that room.
He's got the springy
Lawn
patio
chairs, yeah.
chairs out there.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's wrought iron stuff.
They can't
I mean,
break them.
Got a vinyl record player. Got a
Vinyl
bunch
record player.
of
Can't break
pictures
them?
hanging on the
No,
wall.
and I have the 1975.
Can we
US
go up there next?
Yeah.
I'll see.
We got, Steve left me his record of like 1972 Spring Nationals
Wow.
on record, but it's like,
Really?
yeah, I got it.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on the wall too.
All right.
All
I guess
right.
that's a wrap.
Well, thanks for coming by, guys.
I still want to know who had the fastest car. That's what I still want to know.
Well, I don't know about fast.
What'd y'all street race at? Give us a name real quick.
I didn't street
Oh
race.
my god.
There's no straight streets over there. To be honest with you, the first drag race I went to was at St. Clairsville
Street
Airport.
race.
Okay, this was as close as you can get. St.
Oh,
Clairsville Airport. You ever hear of the Rod Shop?
No.
See, you're not old enough.
Yeah, I've heard.
You've heard of
Rod
Rod
Shop.
Shop?
Everybody's
Yeah.
heard of
Okay.
Rod Shop,
Bob
yeah.
Bond was over close to where I lived, and Bob Bond's Rod Shop, Nationwide Auto Parts.
Uh-huh.
He got the St. Clairsville Airport to shut down a runway, and he put a tree up in the middle of the runway,
Okay.
and he was drag racing cars up there. And I mean, it was no guardrails. We're standing next to the asphalt, the concrete, or whatever the runway was. And there was just a whole bunch of people there watching the drag.
Where'd you street race at?
Omaha, Nebraska.
What was the name of the street?
Old Mill Road.
Old Mill Road.
120th and Old Mill Road.
There we have the address, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Now, see, I'll just be a bad Street King member. I don't believe in street racing. I think.
I don't believe in it either, but I've done it.
You have to prove yourself, okay? It's like this rite of passage, okay? Yeah.
All right, that's
All right.
going to have to be a wrap.
All right.
We'll see y'all next time.
All right.